Well, hello there. You clicked on this video. So, you ever notice how the videos that seem to be the most outlandish do so well? It's because deep down inside, there is something in you that wants to see this happen. So, don't front and act like that, yeah, all this stuff isn't going to happen and we're not going to be able to do this and we can't do that. And you secretly want it to happen. And that's what the difference is between somebody who makes content and somebody who doesn't. I am out here putting the rubber to the road, saying stuff, whether it's outlandish or not. And we're going to talk about that, what I think about this later in the video. So, what is this about? You saw the thumbnail. The Detroit Lions are in need of a wide receiver. So I believe that they are. Jameson Williams is still out for 3 more games. When he comes back, we have no idea what they're going to be able to do, if he's going to be a factor in any regard. Like, we have no clue whatsoever. We can say, we can think, we can hope, we can do all this stuff, but we don't know what Jameson Williams has in store. And we know that Marvin Jones Jr. is a non-factor heading into almost a 25% of the way into the season. He's a non-factor. And there's a guy that 2 years ago I would have actually killed for the Detroit Lions, metaphorically, of course, to go get this guy. He used to shake us in Green Bay all the time. He would just smoke the Detroit Lions, and that is none other than the man you see on the thumbnail, Davante Adams. Now, again, shout out to my guy, Jeff from Syndicate. He actually saw this. I asked him about it. The Raiders are in flux. Davante Adams gets traded to the Raiders. His college quarterback is there. Well, his college quarterback is gone. And now he's dealing with Josh McDaniels. This dude is terrible. He ruined Denver. He was terrible in Denver. And I think the Raiders are stupid for hiring him. But here's what Davante Adams had to say as far as what's going on in Denver. Let's check it out.
Wait around, it's not.
So this year we need to be about it. He looks frustrated, and I guess this is what he said in the locker room after yesterday's loss to the team, whatever team they were playing, the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? Now, Davante Adams being unhappy, we've heard this before. He was unhappy in Green Bay. He actually has a no-trade clause in his contract, so he has to decide. He gets to dictate where he goes, all right? And this guy is still a dog. He's still a dog, heading to 31 years old. Let's take a look at Davante Adams' stats, shall we? Love it when non-first-round picks make a name for themselves. Drafted almost 10 years ago from Fresno State, he is on what you would say is the wrong side of 30, and he's a little bit older than Mike Evans, actually, was picked in the second round, 53 overall. And already, after 3 games, he has 25 receptions, 3 touchdowns, 322 yards, and 12. He averages almost 13 yards a catch. If we go down here, seems like forever that he was in Green Bay. He spent the last 2 seasons with the Las Vegas Raiders, meaning this season and last season. Doesn't really miss too many games in his career, but I want you to pay attention to something here. 111 catches in 15 games in 2018 for 1,300 yards. In 2014, he played less than a full season, had 1,000 yards plus. Again, was only 12 yards shy of his 2018 season. And for the past 3 seasons, he has averaged over 1,300, with 15 coming in his last year in Green Bay, and then 15 coming his first year in Las Vegas. Now, he's appealing, right? Davante Adams is a dog. He is. And like I said, man, 2 years ago, I would have been beating down the door. His route running is impeccable. He used to be shaking dudes all the time with the Detroit Lions or playing against the Detroit Lions. And he was the reason for Aaron Rodgers' success like the last 6-7 years over there. But the issue now is, when it comes to Davante Adams, before we get there, we have an issue of money as well. You have the no-trade clause, so that's number one. But let's take a look at this guy and his salary, which is preposterous, okay? Davante Adams signed a 5-year, $140 million contract with the Las Vegas Raiders, including, I'm reading up here, including a $8.2 million signing bonus, $65 million guaranteed, and an average annual salary of $28 million. In 2023, Adams will earn a base salary of $6 million, a restructure bonus of $20 million, and a workout bonus of $100,000 while carrying a cap hit of $14 million and a dead cap value of $54 million. So I think that answers your question as to what I would think with this. Davante Adams is a phenomenal talent, still on the wrong side of 30. Very similar to Mike Evans, constantly produces. When it comes to Davante Adams, though, first of all, there's no way the Raiders trade him. I don't see them taking a dead cap value of $54 million. I just don't see that happening. But the contract situation is something that the Detroit Lions or any team that was to trade for him, if he was to be traded, would inherit. So you would have him for the remainder of his contract. As far as the Detroit Lions are concerned, would I love to have Davante Adams on the team? You know what? I don't know because he seems to have just a wee bit of diva mentality, and it seems like a lot of the star wide receivers tend to have that. Now, I'm not mad at him for how he feels where he's at. It sucks. That team is terrible. They have a terrible coach. And, I mean, Derek Carr, look at the way they treated Derek Carr. So I'm not mad at him if he wants to get out. And it sounded like he wasn't trying to throw his team under the bus. It's week 3, so I'm not tripping. But at the same time, I kind of am. He's saying, I expect you to turn this thing around, or, I might start pitching a fit. So would I want him on my team? His skill set, yes. His mentality and how I don't know. He seems like a real nice guy, but sometimes that diva mentality comes out. So I'm going to say no to Davante Adams, but I still think we need a stud wide receiver, and this guy would fill a huge void. The Detroit Lions would have one of the best wide receiver corps in the National Football League with always reliable St. Brown, Jameson Williams, who he'll develop. We'll see what he has. And then Davante Adams. But then it becomes hard to spread that ball around to all those different receivers. But I would love to say that our team isn't going to worry about that. It's all about winning. And again, Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes are going to get team players on this team. That's how they're going to do. So while the talent is there, I would have to say no to Davante Adams. There are other individuals that we'll probably talk about as the trade deadline approaches. But let me know what you think about Davante Adams in the comments below. And don't get mad at me. You clicked on this video because you want a game changer on this team. That's why you love these videos. That's why you like to entertain it, because you know how much of a game changer these people are. But you are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. I wear the headset when I have to bring in audio so I can hear it, and that way I know when to transition. Peace.